Ladies and gentlemen, gather round, because when an excavator's teetering on the edge of a cliff, there's absolutely no room for mistakes. One slip, and it's game over. It takes pure skill to keep disaster at bay. Ever wonder how the real pros do it without losing their cool? Let's find out. 1. Today's video. It's a spectacle of jaw-dropping engineering. We're looking at a colossal wheel bucket excavator. Yep, that 8,000-ton behemoth with a massive rotating wheel. Each giant bucket scoops ton after ton of material like it's collecting candy. And here's a special shout out to Kong Suzhou Haitrum Bonmoan Hintang Nangai. Try saying that 5 times fast, because that's how I feel every time I see this mechanical giant in action. A crew of 6 operators keeps this beast running, each person with a critical task. Oh, and the assembly? A casual 2 years to piece together. Can you imagine the instruction manual for that? Let's talk about high-risk stunts. Some operators really push the limits of physics, dancing on the edge of what's possible. One wrong move or a single glitch, and you're staring at a multi-thousand-pound piece of equipment doing a belly flop. Impressive to watch, sure, but the margin for error is scarier than a horror film. Vistula Spit Canal is Poland's bold bid to open new transport routes to the Baltic Sea. Imagine better export paths for high-tech steam turbines, or maybe a boost for naval shipbuilding. But most importantly, Poland gains full control over its own maritime access. No detours, no extra permission slips needed. Then there's the Spider Excavator, strolling through water as if it's on a morning walk. It's almost hypnotic to watch it in action, crawling around obstacles that would defeat a normal machine. Equally mesmerizing is Sweden's Aitik mine, the largest open-pit copper mine in Europe, where they dig up tons of material just to get that precious 1% of actual copper. Advanced drilling, blasting, hauling, then nature eventually reclaims it all, turning the pit into a deep lake once operations end. Water crossings. Every seasoned operator knows crossing a river or flooded area is basically a test in geometry and traction. Sometimes you feel like you're auditioning for an extreme sports show. Keep the weight balanced, use the bucket for stability, and try not to go for an unplanned swim. Ice buildup. Over in Saint-Charles-Borromée, an Amphibex excavator devours ice for breakfast. Clearing the l'Assomption River keeps water flowing freely before a surge can cause flooding. It's a bit like popping bubble wrap, oddly satisfying to watch, and crucial for avoiding bigger problems. At first glance, I was convinced the big rig was about to slide into the water. Bye-bye, multi-million-dollar machine. But the operator casually saved the day. He balanced the heaviest part to stay on solid ground, letting the front section peek over the edge like it was testing the waters. And check out the little detail. They filled the sump hole with water first to stop any debris from clogging the drain. Not exactly glamorous, but absolutely essential. Poland's coastal makeover. Let's talk about 2 massive Polish projects reshaping both coastline and commerce: beach nourishment and the Vistula Spit Canal. Beach nourishment involves pumping sand and water onto the shore, then spreading it out with some heavyweight machinery. It's a simple yet surprisingly effective way to protect against erosion and flooding, like giving the beach a fresh coat of sand. 7. The T-Rex RH-30F and its favorite toy. Meet the unstoppable T-Rex RH-30F excavator and its sidekick, the eccentric Ripper XR80. We're talking 85,400 kilograms of raw muscle running on a 509 horsepower engine, a machine you wouldn't want to see in your rearview mirror. Team that up with the XR80's 15,000 joules of impact power and say goodbye to rock layers. They rip through compacted earth faster than you can say jackhammer. In fact, 5 times faster if you believe the hype. If there were an Excavator Olympics, these two would take the gold. Then there's the classic scenario, dozers and mud, a match made in frustration. We've seen operators underestimate swampy ground and get themselves stuck like a hippo in wet cement. One had a chance to pivot and use the bucket for stability but went down blindly instead. Not exactly the highlight of the resume. Speaking of sinking machines, there was this famed incident of a Caterpillar 650H dozer that slid into a canal during highway work. A 750J tried to rescue it, only to get trapped as well. It's like a buddy movie where the sidekick follows the hero right into trouble. The moral? Always respect the terrain and double-check your exit strategy. Throwback to a steam-powered legend. Picture a rattling, hissing beast from the past. An old-school steam shovel with a giant 27 cubic foot bucket. It's big, it's loud, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. Hard to believe that operators back then guided these mechanical monsters without all the modern electronics. Pretty impressive, right? Think of it as the great-grandparent of today's advanced excavators, still rocking it in the Museum of Unstoppable Machines. Then there's the classic slip-up on soft ground, with skidders trying to yank a dozer free, like pulling gum off the bottom of a shoe. The real hero is often a track hoe that comes in with surgical precision. Lift, pivot, rescue. No more mud bath for the dozer. Muddy rescues and steady nerves. Skid steer loader in trouble. When it's stuck in mud or perched precariously on unstable ground, you need surgical level precision to lift it out. No jerking, or you'll create a swirling pool of chaos. Enter the rescue excavator, gently hoisting the skid steer to safety like a mother cat carrying a kitten. Just, 8,000 pounds heavier. This isn't just a river crossing, it's a showdown with Mother Nature. The current's raging, and the riverbed's anything but stable. Yet our fearless operator pushes forward. My heart's in my throat watching them maneuver. But when you've got the skill, you've got the will, right? Mudslide mayhem. Got a JCB backhoe on the brink of a landslide? All hands on deck. Sometimes they use cables and multiple machines in a rescue operation so synchronized it almost looks like they rehearsed it. One slip-up could snap a cable and turn the scene into a muddy fiasco. Teamwork saves the day, Plus, it spares us all from a colossal cleanup bill. Now, demolition time. A historic school building, nearly 100 years old, finally meets the wrecking ball. You can sense the operator's mastery, targeting weak points as if he's done it 1,000 times. He probably has. And let's talk about the crane, an absolute monster. Despite the machine's brute force, you can still feel the nostalgia as a piece of history comes crashing down. High-stakes heavy machinery. When a Komatsu PC 200-8 makes its entrance, there's no second chance to get it right, especially when loading or unloading from a flatbed that looks barely big enough for your riding lawnmower. Mess up, and you get a cringeworthy fail video instead of a smooth performance. Will that colossal excavator conquer its climb, or end up internet famous for all the wrong reasons? Watch closely, folks, because sometimes metal meets gravity in unexpected ways. Precision is the name of the game. Picture an excavator operator carefully adjusting a manhole height with only inches to spare. The folks in that tight space just keep on working, cool as cucumbers, trusting the operator's every move. That's skill, folks. Complete synergy between man and machine. Snowy slopes and slippery scenarios. Heavy snowfall may look dreamy in a postcard, but for an excavator operator, it's a near-death obstacle course. The trick? Using the bucket as a brake, inching your way down a slope with more caution than a cat walking on ice. One miscalculation, and you could be making a very dramatic downhill entrance. Oh, and let's not forget the Liebherr R984, a star player in mining. With a digging force around 670 kilonewtons, it makes tough rock formations look like cookie dough. It's packing a bucket capacity of up to 12 cubic meters, which is basically a giant metal mouth taking enormous bites of earth all day long. Walls and rivers in jeopardy. Wall demolition. You'd think walls have the upper hand. After all, they're designed to stand strong, but line up enough excavators, and even the toughest concrete barrier crumbles like week-old bread. Wait, what? A 25-ton excavator loaded onto a truck rated for only 10 tons? I had a moment of horror, imagining a catastrophic meltdown. But guess what? They totally pulled it off, somehow. Must be an advanced form of faith in engineering, or maybe just sheer bravado. Either way, we got a nail-biter scene out of it. Demolition showtime. Ever watch someone take down a smokestack like it's a game of Jenga? The stakes are high. One wrong move and you're looking at a historic whoops moment. But in the hands of a true expert, it's pure poetry. The stack collapses exactly on cue. Makes you realize that good demolition is like a perfectly choreographed dance, only with 10-ton partners. For a bit of global adventure, we have Peruvian mountain roads. No joke when you're hauling an 80-ton drilling rig on hairpin bends. We're talking next-level driving skill that could rival any Hollywood stunt driver. Speaking of tipping machines, ever seen a heavy rig gently lowered onto tires so it won't slam onto the ground? That's basically a construction world life hack. That's a wrap. So there you have it. Massive machines conquering cliffs, conquering beaches, and even conquering ice. If this wild ride made you laugh, gasp, or momentarily forget the laws of physics, drop us a comment. Share your thoughts, give the video a like, and subscribe for more epic adventures in the world of heavy machinery. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and remember, respect the bucket, or the bucket will show you who's boss.